Hello, everybody. Welcome to the channel. We are going to be going over all the NBA news, trades, and free agency rumors, and all the pickups going on lately right now. And we started off with the banger for the day one. We had Paul George signing a 4-year, $212 million deal to Philadelphia. Wow, what a pairing! Now we got Embiid and Maxey added on with Paul George. Yeah, they lost a little depth. They lost Melton from the bench. They lost Batum from the bench, but they also replaced them with Andre Drummond back to Philly, which was a sneaky pickup. I think when he gets minutes, man, he plays good. I think Chicago really underused him. I mean, he played what 15 minutes a game and was getting 6.6 rebounds. So I mean, with being a backup to Embiid and having Embiid missing here and there, doing the low management thing, which I think they will do a little bit next year. He'll be missing more games, so he's more healthy for the regular season, which is how I believe. That's usually what happens with Embiid more than not. Especially if you want to get him to the playoffs now with Paul George coming. This is a big window, and even though they added Paul George, yes, it's a huge deal, like I said, and I can't wait to see them play together. You still got Boston though. You still got the defending champs, and they got everybody back. And yes, Porzingis is going to be out 5 to 6 months to start the next season, but he'll be back for playoff time. And even without him, they did what they had to do, and they won a championship. The road was easier than most. Yes, they can't help that though. You play who's in front of you. End of the day, injuries happen for every team. It's happened to Boston. It happens to every single team. Uh, you play through it, and you do what you got to do, and you deal with the outcome. You live with the outcome. Whatever happens, you just got to live with it. So at the end of the day, it all comes down to after the 82 games are played, is Joel Embiid and Paul George going to be able to support Maxey and be healthy when it really counts? And I hope they are, because I really, really would like to see Embiid 100% or at least 75, 80 in a playoff series, because he has a lot of hate, and I know he shoots a lot of free throws, and his game can be really aggravating to watch, and I understand, I see a lot of that, but Embiid is a phenomenal, phenomenal basketball player. And on the offensive end, he is virtually unstoppable. If he is 100% healthy and he gets in that zone, he makes those first couple hook shots, fadeaways, little mid range. He's one of the best scorers in our game. So when you combine that with Paul George, who also he's not the same Paul George, no, but he is still very, very, very good player on both ends, defensively too. And that's something they didn't have last year with Tobias Harris. And don't even get me started on Tobias Harris, man. I'm so glad for Philly fans, and I'm a Lakers fan, by the way. I'm just glad for Philly fans that they can finally say they are done with the Tobias Harris era, because, man, did they overpay him way too much money. And he was a complete no-show. This last playoffs run, the playoff runs especially, excuse me, it was terrible, man. I mean, not only was he not guarding nobody, he was making no threes. He was getting no free throw attempts. He barely attacked the lane. And for to be the third guy, and especially when Embiid's hurt like he was, and Maxey was carrying the load at his young age, he just stepped into this role, became most improved player, just played behind James Harden. He comes in and gives you the performance he gives you through the whole playoffs, man. And just for Tobias Harris to be getting paid that much money to give you what 8.5 points a game on 42% shooting, 31% from three. I mean, Lord, dude. Well, I felt so bad for Philly fans watching that because, yeah. But now it's over. He's gone. And of course, the only team that would be stupid enough to pay that man over $20 million a year, the Detroit Pistons. He's back on Detroit again, where I think he started his career there, or he's been there before. I know it was with the Magic early too. I'm pretty sure he was with the Pistons already once before. So, of course, the Pistons, being the worst team last year, pay somebody like Tobias Harris that much money. That was a horrible pickup for anybody to pay him that much money. I think it was $25 million a year. It's beyond me, beyond me. But anyways, moving on from Tobias Harris, I had to get that out there because I know a lot of people are going to agree with that because it's just true. He's just not worth $25 million a year. He never was. And once again in the playoffs, he ghosted, gone, just let them be. And Embiid's out here playing on one leg, and with the palsy thing going on with his eye, and he's still out here giving you a 40-point game. And you're supposed to be that third guy making $25 to $30 a year. And you give him 8 points a game for the whole series against New York. Just unacceptable. That was embarrassing. So yeah, glad he's gone. Who cares what happens to him? He'll probably average a good 12 to 15 points for the Pistons as they go on to win one more game than they did last year. So, and I'm sorry for Pistons fans. I'm sorry, I'm not being a hater. I'm just speaking realistically here. So next, after that, we got the Dallas Mavericks. Oh, Klay Thompson, man. Wow. Whoever expected to see Klay Thompson out of a Warriors jersey? I mean, seriously, I never in a million years expected to see Klay Thompson. I know a million years, that's impossible. You get what I'm saying? Never expected to see him out of a Warriors jersey. I thought he would be for sure the one guy that would stay there till the end and retire since, with the whole ACL injury and all the injuries he had, they still paid him $80 million and kept him around, even when he wasn't playing. So after seeing that, I kind of expected him just to be there for life, but with all the drama last season, and then they offered him, I think, $24 million for 2 years or something like that, and he declined it. Didn't get the money he wanted. They just paid Draymond a shitload, so I understand why he'd be a little salty about that, especially after the whole Jordan Poole thing, where they kind of took a big L on that and lost him for nothing, basically. So I don't know, man. And Andrew Wiggins has played terrible last year, so looking at the Warriors, which we're not talking about the Warriors, just really quick. I just feel really bad for the organization, for Steph Curry, because he's still one of the all-time greats and one of the all-time players right now in our league, and now he's stuck with Draymond Green and Andrew Wiggins and a couple young kids and Jonathan Kuminga and Pods. It's just bad, man. I don't know. I love Steph Curry, and I feel really bad for the situation. Hopefully, they can land DeMar DeRozan or a Zach LaVine by the end of the free agency. I'm hoping to see something like that because you can't just leave Steph Curry with the current constructed roster right now going into the next season. There's just no way you can do that to him. And if you do, I don't know what to say. That would suck for Warriors fans, and that sucks for Steph Curry. Back to the Mavericks, though. Klay Thompson. Now we've seen Dallas make a huge run last year. I know a lot of people were saying, yeah, but they didn't have to play the Nuggets. Well, the team that beat the Nuggets and kind of whipped their ass in a way, with Ant-Man leading the way, the Mavericks ran through them. So it's like, who's to say the Mavericks couldn't beat them? Now, I know the Timberwolves were like the only team in the NBA that were built just to beat Denver, which is, now if you look at it, it's really silly. Yes, you beat Denver, and that's to you. What a win. What a series. That was a great series. I mean, actually, it was really lopsided and weird, but it ended up being, in itself, a good series with the way it played out. And with the way Ant-Man played. Unbelievable. Ant-Man really showed us that he's one of the next guys up coming up in the league. But anyways, yeah, with Dallas and how they played, made it all the way to the finals, and I know it was a bad finals. Everybody said it was uncompetitive, but Boston obviously had the matchups and were far better as a whole group, as a whole team, as a shooting, as defense, as everything. They had all the options, all the tools. So when you consider they added Klay Thompson now, which I get it. He's not Klay as in he was in his prime, but he still averaged 17 and a half, 18 points a game, 39% from three. So it's not like he just disappeared and became a non-factor. He lost a little bit of lateral quickness, of course, with the ACL and all that, so his knees aren't all the way there. But he still shot 39% from three, guys. I'm pretty sure, don't quote me, I'm pretty sure that was like number 6 in the league. And if not, it was anywhere from that top 5 to 10 range of shooters in the league. And we're talking about Klay Thompson's downfall, his worst year, his fall off. And he's still a top 10 shooter in the NBA, which is a league full of nothing but people trying to become better shooters. So if you're telling me Klay Thompson on his down year, shooting 39% for three, is him falling completely off, is just absolutely nuts to me. I never agree with that. And I know his last outing was 0 for 11, and before that he shot really bad too, like the game before. So he ended off on a bad note. So I guess the living in the moment, the being prisoner of the moment thing. But Klay Thompson's a very good shooter, guys, and the fact that he's going to be paired up with Luka and Kyrie, two of the best isolation basketball players, two of the best driving kickers in the league right now, as a combo, Klay Thompson's going to have a hell of a year next year. And I hope people laugh and sleep on the whole pick and the whole fit, because that's going to be a perfect fit. I mean, you got two of the best ball handlers, like I said, two of the best isolators in the game right now. For sure, number one with Luka. You get him a guy like Klay Thompson just spotting up, floating around. That's just an added thing that I think the team's going to be ready for, and that's going to be a very, very, very dangerous team. And I do see them making another deep run, at least maybe Western Conference Finals, if not the Finals again. Especially if that core stays healthy and everybody clicks just like last year, which I think they will. And Derek Lively's only going to get better, guys. He's a kid, and he played phenomenal in Gafford 2 in a little minute. So can't wait to see that. I'll give you more updates in the next video. Like and subscribe, and see you back for more.